you've got Jasmine, low IQ, Crockett, proving how low IQ she is when it came to her defense of one Stacey Plaskett. You know, Stacey Plaskett, she's the one who decided to be texting with one Jeffrey Epstein during the Michael Cohen hearings because, you know, they wanted to somehow entrap Donald Trump. And she was taking advice from this guy. I mean, after everything that had happened, don't forget, like he was out of jail back in, what was it, 2009, 2010. And you're fast forwarding all the way to 2018. She knew he was a bad dude, right? I mean, she had to turn back some money that he had given her campaign. And yet he's her buddy who's like telling her how to get Trump. And what's wild is that Jazzy is like defending this somehow. I thought that was just kind of something. Okay. Meanwhile, this is something because the doctor that she was trying to, shall we say, slander, he's got kind of a clever idea for how he can get back at her. He wants revenge and he's found, you know, one way to do it. And believe me, the guy, like, he should. He deserves something because she's out there on national television on the House floor just repeating total inaccuracies as though it's totally A-okay. And then instead of saying, oopsie daisy, you know, I kind of screwed up, she doubles down and tries to tell you that even though they were inaccurate, they weren't really inaccurate. I mean, she's like talking herself in circles, once again, proving the low IQ of Jasmine Crockett. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
One Democrat who's been on defense over Jeffrey Epstein is Stacey Plaskett. She represents the Virgin Islands. She was texting with Jeffrey Epstein the day of Michael Cohen's hearing. Her questions pretty closely followed the text messages between the two of them to ask about Rona Graff, Trump's longtime assistant. You were defending her today, or in recent days, yesterday, and you talked about Republicans taking money from a Jeffrey Epstein. Here's what you said.
Takes him a while.
Who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio.
You mentioned Lee Zeldin there. He's now a cabinet secretary. He responded and said it was actually Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who's a doctor that doesn't have any relation to the convicted sex trafficker. Unfortunate for that doctor, but that is who donated to a prior campaign of his. Do you want to correct the record on the people that
Listen, I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein, just so that people understand when you make a donation, your picture is not there. And because they decided to spring this on us in real time, I wanted the Republicans to think about what could potentially happen because I knew that they didn't even try to go through the FEC. So my team, what they did is they Googled, and that is specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein. Unlike Republicans, I at least don't go out and just tell lies. Because it was not the same one, that's fine. But when Lee Zeldin had something to say, all he had to say was it was a different Jeffrey Epstein. He admitted.
Clearly, she did not go to a very, very good, or I think she actually went to an okay law school. I was going to say she didn't go to a good law school, but maybe she was like, you know, Joe Biden finishing in the bottom 10 of her class. She's just talking herself in circles.
That he did receive donations from a Jeffrey Epstein, so at least I wasn't trying to mislead people.
No, you weren't misleading anyone. No one. I mean, with the wrong Jeffrey Epstein. And again, you know, he's concocting a little plan here to get revenge on one Jazzy girl. Jazzy girl. She wasn't done. Like, this is just, this is hysterical. I want to play a Fox clip too, because I'll tell you, Jesse Waters was pretty funny on this. But let's go back to Jazzy girl who just keeps digging herself in further and further and further.
Now, have I dug in to find out who this doctor is? I have not.
Nope.
So I will trust and take what he says is that it wasn't that Jeffrey Epstein.
You think?
But I was not attempting to mislead anybody. I literally had maybe 20 minutes before I had to do that debate.
Yeah, but people might see that and say, well, you're trying to make it sound like he took money from
I did not know.
A registered sex offender.
No, but I literally did not know. When you search FEC files, and that's what I had my team to do, I texted them and I said, listen, we're going up. They are saying that she took donations.
Right, but someone might say, well, your team should have done the homework to make sure it wasn't the convicted.
Not within 20 minutes, you could not find that out, not from just doing a quick search on FEC.
Oh, really? You only had 20 minutes. So you thought, why not go out and just do a quick search on Google, and we'll just give this a shot and we'll hope for the best. And maybe it is that Jeffrey Epstein. You don't think that actually that would have come out earlier? Like, I find that really sort of amazing. You knew damn well what you were doing, for goodness sakes. I mean, that's what's just so disgusting about this, because these people just lie and they lie and lie. What about the Connecticut, right, senator who said he was in Vietnam, but I don't think he was even in the military? I mean, only in politics, right? Can you lie like this? I'm thinking Bill Clinton. It's not good. But there was a funny moment last night on my former employer. One of my, like I've worked all over mainstream media. That's the reality. So from Fox, and of course, Fox Business News, to CNBC, to CBS, to NBC and CNBC. I'm trying to think. I was even a contributor at one point at ABC. So it's like, I've done it all. I've seen it all. I know how the sausage gets made. And I will tell you, there's obviously a lot of bias there in the mainstream media, but I will commend that particular anchor for being willing to at least challenge Jasmine, because that's not something that we're seeing these days, even on MSNBC. So that was a turn that was somewhat surprising and good. And I think it's in part because Donald Trump has said, look, I've had it with y'all. I'm going to sue you if you keep just trying to libel me, because this is not working for the country. It's not working for us. And by the way, it's not even working for you. You know that? It's not working for you. And we know it's not working for you because your polls are so skewed and so bad and so ridiculous, as the most respected pollster was just explaining to us. Anyway, on my former employer there, they were talking about all of this. And before we get to the doctor's revenge, I do want to play this clip for you from Jesse Waters, because, let's just say he once again let Jessica have it. I hope they give her hazard pay, because it's like she's meant to be the stooge, right? She's meant to be the silly, stupid stooge on this show. And she's badly made fun of every single night. Let's watch.
Next to his family, all these prestigious organizations. It's like Prince Andrew had to take, off his medals. The two of them have basically, suffered the same retribution in all of this. But Jesse, as Jessica's talking, I just keep thinking about the fact that if Democrats felt so strongly about this, they've had 4 years. They didn't pursue any of this.
It was because of the open investigation.
Oh, sure.
Okay, well, that's what Trump's going to use now, by the way.
Okay.
All right.
All your predictions are wrong.
That's not true.
It is. I'll take it from here. My staff did the research that her staff did, and we did it in less than 25 minutes. And Romney, Bush, the NRCC, WinRed, no one took Epstein money. It checks out. She's dumb. She knows her staff is dumb. That's why she gave herself an out. So she lied. And only in politics can you lie and get
It's what I was saying, right? Like, only, you can lie, and all these people, they lie, and like, that's what they do. So it's just, but I thought that was great, because Jessica Tarlov, I hope they pay you extra for that gig. I really, really do, because it's just not, you're badly made fun of, like, every night. And unfortunately, these are things that you just sort of walk into, and It's too easy. Okay, it's just too easy. Anyway, let's continue listening, because he makes some other really good points here.
They're putting out all of the FBI and DOJ investigative documentation. Now, Donald Trump cut him loose in 2004. All of this documentation that's going to come out is going to be from 2008, when the first charges were filed, to 2019, when the second charges were filed. Everything in between that decade, all he's doing, Jessica, is hanging out with Democrats. That's all he's doing. He's not donating to Republicans. He's not hanging out with Republicans. So it doesn't even matter if you guys did or did not get massages. Did or did not hang out with.
Oh dear.
The allegation that's going to come out in these documents is going to ruin people's lives.
It's true, actually.
And I'm sorry, you pushed this. Trump was trying to be a gentleman, and he was going to say a lot of people's lives are going to be ruined. A lot of people will have their reputations destroyed from innuendo.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but that's the way it's going to happen. Now, you're right about JP Morgan. This is out and it's huge. So JP Morgan filed 5,000 suspicious activity reports on Epstein. $1 billion in suspicious financial wires from Jeffrey Epstein. That either one or two things is true. He is either at the center of an international ring or he's a money launderer. And JP Morgan covered it up. And the Treasury Department's covered it up because they get those reports. That's what this has always been about. And that's what I'd like to find out more about.
Wow. Yeah, she's like, okay. So, look, I mean, it's what I've said all along as well, that the downside for the Democrats, frankly, is that now they will be facing a situation where a lot of names get dragged into this that maybe shouldn't have been. I mean, look at Jeffrey Epstein. Like, he's talking about Trump really negatively, really grossly, and the New York Times prints that and tries to like suggest that somehow Jeffrey Epstein's opinion on Trump is gospel. You had, oh gosh, the Democrats putting up on their Twitter account. Remember that one? Like, they had this, they had to take it down the other day because the what's his name was joking around. Epstein was joking around with one of his friends and like, where are you spending Thanksgiving? And this is back in, it would have been 2017. Donald Trump was already in the White House. He said, with Trump. And the Democrats put this up on X and they said, see? And then they had to take it down, right? So they're taking like any jokes that he made about Donald Trump and they're running those. And that's obviously, you know, something that Donald Trump doesn't appreciate. But think about it when it comes to, say, Larry Summers, who was going to Epstein for financial advice. It turns out he went to the island with his wife on a honeymoon. It's all kind, you know, like they had a very close relationship. It's all coming out. Larry Summers having to step down from public positions. I think he's staying on as a teacher at Harvard, but that's kind of, you know, and it's tough for him this late in life. Not that we feel bad for him, but what about all the other people that are somehow mentioned in this? And that's what Jesse's getting at. And that's what I said from the beginning. Like, Donald Trump was actually trying to be a nice guy and like, okay, let me save everybody that wasn't like knee deep in this from the horrible embarrassment, because they're all going to be Dems. They're all going to be New York Dems and other Dems. I mean, like the Virgin Islands lady. There's no way that Jazzy's going to be able to defend this one. Not even with a fake Dr. Epstein. So Dr. Epstein, the one out on Long Island, yeah, he's got an idea. He said, I know how I can really get back at her. Total revenge. So I saw this and I was like, okay, you're going to sue, right? Like, you know, this is slander. You can sue her because she shouldn't have been saying this stuff and maybe that'll happen. No. His idea is, what if I donate to her campaign? I'll donate to her campaign. And then Jeffrey Epstein will have donated to Jasmine Crockett's campaign, just like Jeffrey Epstein donated to Lee Zeldin's and to Mitt Romney's and a whole bunch of other people, right? Palin, etc. I mean, she's just so dumb. I'm going to say it. She's dumb and opportunistic. And I agree with Jesse. She's done. She should be. I mean, well, heck, she's done because she's been redistricted right out of her little section there in Texas. She's got bigger aspirations. God help Texas if that ever comes to fruition. God help America if it ever comes to fruition that she wants to do anything more. But I think this is where Donald Trump has this opportunity. As we've said, he's really expanding the base. He's going big, right? We've played you a bunch of video from all the wonderful people in Chicago, on the south side of Chicago, that are saying, hey, we want you here. We need you here. And he has an opportunity to really change the GOP, to remake it not just in the sort of presence of the working class, but a diverse working class, while simultaneously hoping that, you know, you can also get the people that believe, like me, in lower taxes. Never met a tax cut I did not like and love, while also getting the people that say, hey, we need to balance our budget, fiscal conservatives. I mean, you can have a really big tent here, people, if you think about things innovatively with a new approach. And that's exactly what he is doing. So this is a big opportunity for America for sure. I love that you're here on the show. Thank you so much. I've been following everything that you guys are saying. S. Martinez, yes, go Texas, right? Zero taxes, like New Hampshire, like Florida. I mean, it's like prime real estate, if you ask me. Anyway, so good to see you all. Thank you, Leslie. No, I agree with you. No way she's ever going to become a Texas senator. But, she's really into the idea. What did she giggle the other day and say, I really, really, really want to take on Ted Cruz? And then she didn't quite know what to say, so she just kept repeating it. And her accent got thicker and stronger every single time. Woo! Okay. Jasmine, bye-bye. Bye. Anyway, I hope you guys have a fabulous, terrific weekend. I may be with you over the weekend. We got a lot more content coming your way. So stay tuned. Make sure that you subscribe and that you hit the bell for all the alerts. Get all the content, please. That way you will know when I am here live. We jump around a little bit in the time schedule. Thank you so much for being here. Good to see you all. And we will be live again right here on the Trish Regan Show Monday. I'll see you then.